Hey everybody, this is Carrie Bernstein, Executive Director at Stand for Animals Veterinary Clinic, and we're here today for another episode of our live webcast called The Fix. And welcome, and we hope you guys will subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share us with your friends. And today we get the distinct pleasure of being here with our newest doctor, who is Dr. Abigail Beitel. But Abigail actually has a very fun and unique story to tell. And we'll let her tell you a little bit about how she got started at what was Spay Neuter Charlotte and is now Stand for Animals Veterinary Clinic. So Abigail, when did you start with us?
So I started here back in 2012, it must be now. I was in high school. I was working at a frozen yogurt store, and I decided that I wanted to be a veterinarian. I'd always wanted to be a vet since I was little. And my mom said, I'm working with this woman named Carrie. She's starting a new clinic called Spay Neuter Charlotte, and I'm sure they would love volunteers to come. So I said, I would be happy to volunteer. And I started volunteering here, just doing kennel work, walking the dogs, cleaning kennels, and just sort of slowly worked my way up to eventually become a technician here. And then went to vet school, was able to get in 2015 and just graduated and came back as a veterinarian here.
So that's pretty fabulous. So Abigail was with us literally from the very beginning as a volunteer, and then we got to watch her progress in her career, and we're almost as proud and happy as her parents were when she got admitted to NC State Vet School. And then the best of the best was she had every opportunity to work for any veterinary clinic she could, and she decided to come back and work for us. And so we are enormously happy to have her back as part of our, now we are 9 full-time veterinarians, and she started in May. So she's been here full-time for about almost a month. And how's it feel?
Ooh, feels great. It's a pretty steep learning curve. I can totally understand, but it was nice having been a technician here before, sort of knowing how things work. But it's much, much different from when I first started working here. And when I came here initially, I would come back every few months whenever I had time. And every time I came back, I had to learn something new because everything had changed once again. We had a pharmacy now, and now we saw office visits. So now we have 2 offices, and now we have 3 doctors. And so it's always been a constant learning process, but that's what I love to do. I love to learn and sort of grow with companies and people. So it's been a really cool experience.
And really, she's been a part of every iteration of our growth. So when we started out, all we were doing was spay neuter, and then we added doing some vaccines for people. And then we realized that people needed care all the time. So we added veterinary services. So every summer, Ab would come back and be like, surprise, guess what we're doing now? And now we are a full service veterinary practice, and she's been here in our Charlotte office, and she's been down in our Pineville office, and eventually we'll get her up to our Lake Norman office, so you get to see the whole landscape. But tell us just really a little bit about what is it that made you decide to leave yogurt and go into veterinary care?
I do have a passion for yogurt. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a passion for, I have always loved animals growing up. My mom is a dog trainer. She works here in Charlotte. And I've always just had a special connection with animals, maybe even more so than with people. And I've always wanted to help animals and spend time with them. And so when I was sort of thinking about what I could do as a career, someone who loved learning and loved constantly wanting to do new things, plus the fact that I love animals, and I feel like the people here also love animals and get along so well and just are able to communicate so clearly with them. I really saw no other path than veterinary medicine. So I went to vet school initially wanting to do laboratory animal species, so like monkeys and rabbits and mice. And I thought a career in small animal medicine might not be enriching enough or scientific enough for me, but I soon realized keep coming back to this same clinic, and something just kept clicking, that I'm a renewed dog person now, a cat person. And I just realized that I just wanted to spend all of my time working with the animals that we share our lives with, more so than, doing scientific things. But
and we were glad she changed her mind. And so tell me, what was the most surprising thing in vet school? Like, you'd already been here, so you had some practical experience working with animals, and you kind of saw what a vet clinic looked like, and you knew surgery from spay neuter. But like, kind of when you went to vet school, what was your like aha moment?
The first 3 years of vet school is just a lot of studying and a lot of classwork. And I was really surprised at the fact that I didn't get to do a lot of hands-on work with animals. I did get to do a couple of spay-neuter surgeries, which our medical director, Dr. Welch, laughed at me when I told her that my first spay took me 2.5 hours. And I was very proud of that because it was about half an hour faster than anyone else because she had been mentoring me at that point. So I was surprised at how long the surgeries took. And in my clinical year, you're able to sort of rotate through all of the services at the school. And one of the big surprises to me was that there's so much available in veterinary medicine, especially in referral facilities like NC State, where I went to school. You can do an MRI, you can do a CT scan, and learning in combination with Stand for Animals, sort of when you can do everything, what should you do that's for the best of the animal.
Right.
And I think that that's where working here really helped me, is more practical medicine. Like, what does this dog or cat need today, need right now to have a good quality of life and be happy? So
Yeah,
you
that's
don't have
great.
to put every animal through an MRI, contrary to popular belief.
Right, and it's interesting because we had never really thought of how we practice medicine, and we kind of realized in the last year that what we practice is practical medicine, and we feel like we should coin that phrase because, as the doctors say, if you hear hoof beats, it's not a zebra, it might be a horse, which means do what's in front of you first and try to make that work. So you were sort of, subliminally indoctrinated to that before you went to vet school, and now you see it play out every single day in the clinic setting. So it's kind of cool. And you had an opportunity to go anywhere after vet school. You could have gone to any veterinary practice. They would have been thrilled to have you. What made you think, you know what, I'm going to come back to where I grew up, so to speak?
So the thing about this clinic that I think sets it apart from other clinics is, and this goes back 7 years to when I started cleaning kennels in your back office, is that this place really sees things in people, and they see things in patients. They will see the things about you that are strengths, and they will help you develop those things into exactly where you need to be. And they have a very good skill at that, as well as pinpointing exactly what is wrong with your animal or exactly what you need to do to help your animal have a good quality of life. And I think that is very unique to this place. So they really help people grow, and they really do what's best for animals.
Well, thank you. That is a compliment, and you were part of it because Abigail being here during all that time that we were evolving, you put your imprimatur on here on the place, and now you're here to work with our clients and our patients every day. And we couldn't be more excited that you're back. And we'll continue to have conversation with Abigail as we move forward, so we can kind of touch base with you as you've had more experience working in the clinic. So that was our episode of The Fix for today. If you have any questions, don't forget to put them in the chat box. And please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share us with your friends. And we will see you next week. Thank you, Abigail.